You guys couldn't even hear me because it was on mute.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. So on this computer, a HP Bang & Olufsen Core i5, whatever 10th generation. As I was saying, this is a computer I'm recording from. Looks like I'm from prison, recording on a potato, and that they flipped me. So when I tilt my head to the left, it shows that I'm tilting it to the right. So that's what I see. It's like she's like doing the opposite of what I'm doing. So yeah, as I was saying, was I saying? I just repeated what I said.
Yeah.
And I was gonna say.
Saying that you look different looking at yourself.
Yeah. This is weird because it's a.
That's interesting. You can pick that up. I can't pick that up when I look at the computer and it's flip. I can't tell the difference unless I'm wearing a hat and I look at the text.
Well, I can tell because when I do this way and this way, it's opposite. Yeah. But anyways, yes. So yeah, this computer has options for turning off the camera or the sound. And obviously I turn them off because, someone might be watching me through the screen as I'm doing my midnight typing. But yeah. Okay, guys. David is here. Oh my gosh, look at that. This is so interesting. The screen is so much bigger than my tiny mini phone. What kind of laptop? It's a HP Bang & Olufsen Core i5 10th generation Intel. I don't know. I got this when I was probably like 16, 15 or 16. My first computer of my own. My mom got it for me.
That's killer.
I think 16. It's a touch screen. And about this computer, let me tell you more. One time I left this open, like this kind of open, like this, on my desk. I went to school or something. I came back. My computer was banjaxed. Basically, it was bust up. Okay, the screen had come off. As you can you see?
What happened to the screen?
I don't know. It completely came out. It was not me. I did not break my computer. Anyways, so the screen was bust up, and I have no idea. And it was like tilted the way it was. It was the back of the screen, and then the metal. So it was like this.
Someone knocked your computer off. It sounds like.
Yeah, or
the cat.
They damaged it. I don't know. I don't
think my cats. And then they put it back on there.
I don't think my cats would have done that because even if they jump, there's no way that it was like a tectonic plate like this.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I was like, someone is messing up with me and like trying to just create chaos in my life. Yeah. And so when I told my mom, she's like, well, you did that and you're just blaming it on the cats or someone else. And I was like, no, I promise. That's one thing. Like, I hated that because they all thought it was me. I didn't do it. So when I brought this to the computer shop to get it fixed, I was like, should I get this, get it fixed or buy a new computer? Because it costed €300 to replace the screen. So I was like, you know what? I had a project due coming up.
So you paid to replace the screen?
Yeah. And look at it again. I think I had to get it done again. I did, guys. So this happened again. It broke again. That's why I don't really like this computer that much. And another reason why I don't like this computer is because it can't bend open 180. It can only go like this much.
Why would you want it lay?
Because that just damages it. No, I don't want 180. Yeah. I want 360.
Okay.
I want 360.
But this MacBook only goes.
Yeah, because then if it goes like that and you put pressure,
it's gonna snap city.
Yeah, I don't want it to snap if there's pressure. I want 360 so that it turns into a tablet for me. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
Currently, the screen looks horizontal with the laptop compared to your smartphone, which looks vertical. Yes, that's right. That's the difference. So this is like long form, and then on my phone, I have it like this, vertical. What is your goal with being on YouTube? Oliver, great question. My goal with being on YouTube is spreading the right message about nutrition, life, mindset, how to live a happy life, and not let the struggles of life, because life is about struggling, to like be the whole of your life, to enjoy the struggle with your mindset.
Someone asked about mango in the comments. I'll do a video about mango.
Mango?
Yeah, he's a Mango's one of the guys who made me go vegan back in 2001. He wrote an article in Vegan Voice.
His name is Mango.
Yeah, his name is Mark, but Mango.
Mango Mark.
Or Mango Wozdak, but Mango is his nickname. I think actually maybe I can't remember. But Mango's a cool guy, but he got caught up in some eating disorder problems and passed away a few days ago, unfortunately.
What?
Yeah.
Oh.
So, but he was a good
Rest in
dude.
peace.
Mango was a big inspiration for me to spread the right message about health and stuff, because he meant well, but he was caught up in orthorexia and eating disorders. Unfortunately, it's caught up with him.
Guys, what am I eating right now? I'm eating Weetabix as usual. Guys, today I filmed a what I eat in a day. This is probably the last thing I'm going to eat for the day. Yeah, on the topic of death, life is so short.
Yeah.
My grandma told me yesterday that she went to like a funeral, like gathering eating thing. After he passed away, they host like a little dinner. Basically, he was 70 something years old from Canada. So he lived in Canada, not from Canada, lived in Canada, Chinese, moved over to Canada, and then came back to China just for some holidays, okay? And just only a few days after, he was chopping down a tree that was too big. And I was like, why was he chopping it down? It's like, oh, because it was too big. So this 70-year-old man took upon himself and wanted to chop it down. Maybe he was capable, but that's something dangerous, and you don't want to risk that at 70, because if you get an injury, it's going to take longer for you to like recover and stuff like that. Anyways, so he fell off the tree and he died.
Damn.
Yeah.
How did he slip? Did he slip or something, or what?
I have no idea, but must have just fell. I don't know, just dangerous stuff. And yeah, so then his children in Canada flew back, and then they had the funeral, which is just really sad. Like how fast life went.
Yeah, and because maybe he made like a real simple error with safety.
Yeah.
Just like bad footwear, or didn't have a proper harness on.
Maybe slip, yeah.
Wasn't paying attention, and the branch hit him in the face, so he just...
Yeah. Like he probably have done that his whole life. That's why he felt so confident being 70 years old and still
that's it.
climbing up to do that. And
confidence can kill us, because we just get a bit too... who knows what happened, but it's a reminder, isn't it?
Yeah, life can be so short.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. Like, and the other day you were like, if it was someone random that passed away, sometimes you don't think about it. Like, next thing. But sometimes when you hear about death, about other people, sometimes they just stick to you. Like, this thing I will never forget. I'm like, what? He fell off the tree coming back for a little holiday. Like, things like this. Really scary.
So you can find out the details.
Yeah, I'll try to ask more. But yeah, it's really sad to me. Me personally, I've never had someone close to me pass away, like in my immediate family. Which is a blessing and a curse, because one day that is gonna happen, and I think it's gonna hit me.
Unless you go first.
Yeah. But yeah, when that day comes, I think I'll struggle a lot, because even losing some chickens when I was younger, like pet chickens, I cried, and I just it was so sad for me.
Chickens are cool.
Or even a pot lid, that's another thing.
Pot lid, smash it.
It fell on the floor, it died. Or I had a glass bottle that I used, because I prefer using glass. I had that bottle for like 2 years. I carried it everywhere with me. It was a big bottle from IKEA, big, lid that you could pop like this. I brought it to school with me. It was like literally my best friend. I put warm water in it, hot water, probably too hot sometimes, but I hugged it. I had no one. Okay, this is a time when it was COVID time, and I was going through my little teenage depression, and I had that with me. And then one day, how did it die? It just slipped out of my hands, I think, onto the floor. And just days before that, I was thinking like, maybe what if you're suicidal? Like, to my bottle. I was like, maybe you're suicidal. And then after it died, I was like, I think you were suicidal. I'm so sorry. Like, you were always there for me, but I was never there for you. Maybe I never asked you how you were. I I actually had a connection with this law, and I actually wrote something in my diary. I don't have my diary here, but yeah, that meant a lot to me. So yeah, I do. Is that something weird?
No, it's sentiment.
Oh.
It's good. I was like that about my blender.
I broke your blender. So yeah, gotta turn on the lights. Also, if you are elderly, you need to make sure you have good lighting, because bad lighting can cause a lot of accidents. If you have any grandparents or parents or anyone who's older, you need to emphasize the importance of good lighting.
For safety.
For safety.
Tripping over stuff. There's a lot of people tripping over at night time could be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or banging into things, and elderly, it's harder for you to repair and recover, especially if you have like diabetes or other things. Your body is, it's going to take forever to heal, and then you might get an infection. So things like that. Okay, guys. Happy Sky's in the chat. I tried fasting and I got super sick. It's Happy Sky.
Happy Sky's back. Bro, just do the protocols, man. A few months ago we said to do that. So
months ago.
If you've been doing the protocols the last few months, you'd be, you're starting to veins, be starting properly. Happy Sky's a guy.
Do you think so?
Isn't it? Happy Sky.
I thought it was a girl.
Okay, either way, Happy Sky, you'd be either looking more like, if you're a guy, looking more like me. If you're a female, looking more like Michelle.
I think Happy said they were 35 years old.
Yeah.
I'm just eating fruits and vegetables now. Okay, I just actually made a video today about this, but I'm still so bloated and fat still. Okay, I actually made a video about this saying that you focus on your lettuce leaves and your chickpeas, okay? You need to focus on your carbohydrates, because you're not going to get full off of eating some lettuce, okay? Let's be real. You're going to be hungry after. It's just not going to be satisfied. So you need carbs. Like, do you see how much I just ate before?
Yeah.
Like, we just ate so much. This is my second, I've actually had extra rice. I'm going to post a what I eat in a day today. But Happy Sky, you need to, why are you fasting? The other time you were telling me you were, I don't know, fasting? Yeah, you're probably fasting only on a water drinking thing. And I'm like,
you're going to be binging it hard after that. Imagine how hungry you'd get just having water.
Yeah, you need to change your mindset. You're depriving yourself of what you actually need. It's not beneficial. Like, you're listening to maybe like the religions that say fasting is good for this and good for that. Maybe spiritually, but like, I think the point of fasting is that we eat the right foods so then we can focus on the other things. Okay. Yeah. What these religions, I think, is saying is fast, don't think about food at all and focus on praying or, charity work. But you need to have the right nutrition so that you can actually give your all to whatever you need to conquer in life.
It's almost like if you can do a fast, you're eating really bad food, I reckon. I can't imagine skipping a meal now, and especially when I was just eating fruit back in the day. Like, I couldn't imagine skipping a meal. And that's the problem I was having with. I'd talk with Mango. I would say to him, like, "How do you fast, bro? Like, what are you eating that makes you want to fast as a fruitarian?" Because when I was fruitarian, it's like every few hours you have to eat. You're so hungry because the fruit digests so quickly.
Yeah,
it just burns off you.
You felt like that? How long have you done fruitarian?
Like 5 years.
5 years?
But I would eat nuts and stuff, so I wasn't like pure fruitarian. But yeah, but I'd say if I did that again, I'd just do it for, But then there's no point. Just add rice in, so fruit, sugar, rice, and you're going to be,
True. So me personally, I could never do fruitarian because it just doesn't satisfy me enough.
I mean, if you're getting really good fruit, it is feasible. But yeah, that's pretty rare to get really, really, really good fruit.
Even then, no.
Oh, you'd be surprised. You'd be like, I've had some good mangoes, but I've just eaten mangoes all day. It's just effortless.
No, seriously. But I always just crave rice.
I know.
Always
if you had these magic mangoes I had in 2005 in December.
Magic mango.
Yeah, they were nuts. I was in a mango orchard in the afternoon and stayed there overnight and in the morning. The mangoes are so good.
No, because I know how good rice is.
Me too. But that, like, seriously, when the mangoes are killer, it's next level. You feel like I'm some sort of.
But I have had good mango living in Caribbean.
Yeah, I hear you, but these mangoes. Okay. I remember them 20 years later.
Well, take me there.
Yeah, that's one of that fun. There was an abandoned mango orchard in 2000. The fences were knocked down. The mangoes were dropping on the ground. And I basically pick up a mango, and if it wasn't a 10 out of 10, I'd just throw it back to the ants. There's just like thousands of these peak ripe mangoes there.
But
incredible experience.
I don't recommend just fruit though.
So, yeah.
I think get the rice. Don't be scared of rice.
Exactly.
For sugar rice.
Yeah. It's silly to be scared of rice.
Am I still vegan if I eat honey?
No, it's
I'm not.
Gray area. Just eat sugar, bro. Just ditch the honey and have sugar.
Gray area. Me personally, I don't eat honey. I just have the sugar syrup. Sugar syrup. You can make honey. You can make sugar honey. Freely, the banana girl recently posted a recipe thing on how to make jam, and I'm sure she's done for honey as well. No, it's not jam, it was honey. And people in the comments were saying, this is jam. I was like, it's literally not jam. Like, jam is fruit, sugar, and water, and some extra thing that she added.
Shorty, why you got a 6-year-old man, you BF? I'm the janitor, bro. I'm the janitor in this joint.
Fruity Amy, what are you doing, guys? It's time to sleep. I'm still eating. Eat enough carbs, that is why.
Amy's right. Bedtime's earlier.
It's 9:30. Oh my gosh.
Should type 2 diabetes just start eating type? Yeah, like that. You're not going to have type 2 diabetes very long on this. It's going to be a few days. It's going to be gone, bro. So yeah. This is an example. This happy sky person, he's got well intentions, but we've talked about this before. And this happy sky, not to sound rude, but what's going to happen is you're going to stay on this yo-yo wagon where you jump from diet to diet to diet and never really get any real results.
Well, do you think this person should just stick to something? Like
stick to what we're teaching. Stick to
So you don't recommend this person to experiment with keto?
No.
Just to see how they feel.
It's like experimenting, giving you money in your bank account and just giving it away to charities. It's like, okay, it's virtuous, but bad idea. Jack Johnstone, hey, meddler. That's my brother. Jason, Perth. Shout out to Perth. Meddler was my old graffiti tag back in the...
Meddler?
Yeah, Meddler.
That's your name?
That was like a nickname I had.
Meddler?
Yeah, it's a graffiti tag I used back in the 90s.
Because were you like meddling?
Boy. Yeah, meddling around. So that's like... There was a book I read by Enid Blyton, it was Muddles. And so I got inspired from that.
That's so interesting. Meddler.
Was meddling around. And that was 1994. So it was like, actually, probably 92 I had that tag. So what's that? 30 years ago. Holy mamma mia. Goes quick. Goes quick.
Older than me.
Yeah. Back in the day, like wearing these shoes. I should bring some shoes in.
That's so interesting, meddler. There's a Filipino dish that has a mix of rice and mango. I forget the name of it. Sticky mango rice, and that's Thai.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Most fainted when I was in ketosis. Yeah, ketosis is dangerous. It's very dangerous. People crash their cars and die in ketosis.
But they say you have to be in ketosis to lose fat.
Yeah. If you look at my abs over the last few months, they're coming out more and more and more. And I'm not restricting my carbohydrate intake. I'm restricting my fat intake. So the fact that you have to, let's say you should restrict carbs to burn fat is absolute nonsense. Absolute nonsense. Then people are going to eat fatty dinner and they're wondering when the abs disappear as a guy. The fat is the fat you wear. So yeah. And this is the end of the day here, people. Fully hydrated, fully carved up. This isn't dried out or starving, So yeah. Yeah, you can see the separation of muscles, count them out. Yeah. and they'll continue to get more and more defined over time.
So what's your goal?
Goal is to on the muscle. To be grotesque. No, the goal is just to keep chasing my 5K time, pushing that lower and lower.
Okay.
And then the body will do what it's going to do with that. So the fitter you get, the lower your body fat gets. So I'm not like, pushing the weight. I'm just pushing the times, pushing the power on the bike.
Guys, this is how loose I have my Weetabix, for those of you wondering. Even looser because I think I've had most of the water content.
Yeah.
I'm just confused because I have so much fat on my body, so I don't want to add carbs. I want to tap into my fat stores.
But look at, why am I losing so much fat off my body? Happy Sky.
Because this is happy.
Yeah.
Thinks it's the fat. You need to target the fat, so you need to be in ketosis. She's saying that you have no fat. That's why you
No,
are.
but my fat has been going down. Even for 2 weeks ago, I had more fat in my body. So it's just that restriction of fat intake. And I've been fully strict on my fat too. Get chips here and there, and some peanuts today. So it's, yeah. But I'm mindful that if I want to run faster, eating more fat isn't going to help with that. So yeah. But again, happy again and again and again. You forget very quickly. You know. Just watch what I ate in day videos of what I've been writing, posting up online for 10 years.
It just doesn't make sense. Like, so this part, I'm confused because I have so much fat on my body.
Of course you do.
So I don't want to add. Okay, so if you have so much fat on your body, why are you trying to go to ketosis when they're trying to tell you to eat more fat?
Yeah, that's it.
Because the keto diet is eat the cheese,
diet.
eat some cheese.
Yeah, it's a fat-based
That's
diet.
fat. 50% of cheese, a block of cheese, any size of cheese, 50% of that is fat. That is what keto is promoting. You're telling me you have so much fat on your body and you want to eat a keto diet with the fat. Does that fucking make sense?
That doesn't make any sense at all. So sugar's bad because it turns to fat, they say. So eat fat instead, which definitely turns to fat. So it's like, where's the logic? Sugar's bad because it turns to fat, so eat fat instead. But that's stored as fat. Like, it's just, these people have no clue, unfortunately.
I want to tap into my fat store. Girl, carb.
Carb up. You'll burn way more fat in a week just being active than you will in a fast. Okay, so if you're living on rice, fruit, and sugar, you'll be burning way more fat than doing a water fast. Way more, just by in your daily activities, and your thyroid won't take a beating. Because when you starve yourself, your thyroid, when you starve yourself of carbohydrate, your thyroid TSH hormones will elevate. They'll get spiked, and that will slow metabolism down. You won't lose much weight at all. So right now, if you went to the doctors and got tested, you'd be type 2 diabetic, and that'd be proven in an oral glucose tolerance test. And you'd also have hypothyroidism, which would be indicated by a elevated TSH levels, thyroid stimulating hormone level.
Slow metabolism.
Yeah, so you're whacking it. You're whacking it. So yeah.
What do they even eat on a keto diet? All I can think of is cheese.
Yeah, cheese, animal parts.
Cheese. What else are they even eating?
Parts,
Animals.
Eating like a cat. You know, cat food. I've eaten a lot of cat food in my life, but yeah, been there, done that.
It makes no sense to me. Okay, I got into ketosis by fasting, not eating.
Yeah, so you'd have thyroid damage from that. Fasting causes thyroid damage. Anytime you restrict carbohydrate, thyroid damage is coming. The longer you do it, the worse it gets.
It's going to slow down your metabolism because your body wants to digest. Okay, digestion takes a lot of energy. That's good. Okay.
Yeah.
Work. Get your organs going. What you gonna do? Feed it nothing and just wilt away?
Yeah, becoming fasting also creates anemia. So you're gonna have less hemoglobin now. With less hemoglobin, less fat burned. The higher your hemoglobin, the more you burn fat.
Anemia. Yeah. What type of anemia? Iron deficiency anemia.
Hemoglobin anemia.
Hemoglobin anemia.
It's a low hemoglobin.
But caused by like iron, because iron is
for hemoglobin. When you don't have enough sugar, your body gets rid of hemoglobin, gets rid of red blood cells because they can't live. They've got not enough sugar to go around.
Okay.
So red blood cells run on sugar. So if you don't eat enough sugar, your body just goes, we don't need red blood cells. Like, we're doing nothing here. So why are we producing red blood cells? They're taking up more sugar. We only got a limited amount of sugar. So it's like staff cuts. So it's like you work for a big corporation. Yeah. And it's like, well, we don't have enough income, enough cash flow, so we got to cut staff. Body's got, we don't have enough sugar coming in, so we're going to cut blood out. So yeah.
Cheese tastes good, but where are the carbs? I think cheese tastes good just because it's a bit salty.
It's just because we're grown up with cheese. It's like the first time you have cheese as a kid, I'm generally like, but then you get this like tasting with it. You know?
Okay, if I eat 3,000 calories regular diet and switch to 3,000 calories of low fat with the same amount of exercise, will I still burn body fat?
Of course you will, bro, because now you're not having all the fat coming in. All right, how are you going to burn fat if you come home from your exercise, your day-to-day activities. You come home, you burnt fat all day, and then you come home and you eat more fat. So just your abs have lost fat during the day, and then you come home and you eat fat, and then it just goes. You know, like, what are you doing? Where's the logic in that? Where's the logic in that? Coming home, place of fat you burn. If fat loss is got, there's no common sense there at all. Oh, but it's a calorie deficit. No, that's bullshit. Look again, guys. Look how lean I am, and then go to your favorite guru. And when they get as lean as me, they're starving themselves. They're starving themselves. Okay, I'm not starving.
Making themselves dehydrated because they don't want to have that water weight.
Exactly.
They're so dehydrated. Some of them even faint. Like the bodybuilding competitions, like not even drinking water.
Diuretics or Lasix and stuff.
Yeah, to shred out get rid of that water.
Very.
Okay, wait. We have one for you. How to get abs like you? By the way, I'm skinny, fat, body male.
Yeah. So what the deal is, bro? Skinny fat. I mean, you're slim, but your fat is covering your muscles, so you can't see any definition there. So once you lose that fat, your veins come out. You have more definition. It's more 3D. So yeah.
So you think lose the fat, not hit the weights?
I would do the weights as well, but then you just be like have fat muscly arms, you know. So you've got like a sausage arm. Yeah. So you might be able to see definition.
You're
Tricep heads.
Sausage arms. I got called toothpick arms.
Well, thank you. Sausage. But again, depends what you're going for. You know, like obviously girls prefer guys with sausage arms than ripped vascular arms because women prefer overall mass. If you're talking aesthetics or performance, then if you've got vascularity as a guy, then that's going to be the go, isn't it? So, you know.
Camera's heck blurry most of the time. It is because I'm filming with my computer. It's an Android computer. It's pretty crap, but it's kind of giving an aesthetic, you know. Vintage vibe.
It is giving mad. It's like 2009 vibes.
Yeah, 2009 YouTube.
Yeah, someone said Schmeagol from Lord of the Rings giving diet advice. That's it. I look like Gollum or whatever, as lean as Gollum. And these people out there like saying, "I can't listen to you because actually you're too lean, Harley." This is the irony. People out there looking for weight loss advice, and then they'll say, "Harley, but you're too lean. You're too lean, bro." Like I want to listen to a fat trainer.
But then they also say like carbs make you fat.
Yeah, but you're too lean. And you look like Schmeagol from Lord of the Rings. I've heard that for like last 15, 16 years here on YouTube. Sugar makes you fat, but you're too skinny, Harley. You're too skinny. So yeah, that's the
because we eat tiny amounts.
Pounding, I'm about to get some more rice as well. I got a friend, I won't mention his name, but on the Gold Coast, Australia. 20 years ago, we did like a Tony Robbins stuff together, and I was living with Cheryl and Piers. They've moved back to Canada, but and so I met this guy, and he was, you know, like I want to get lean like you, Harley. You're so fit. I was like, dude, you got to smash the carbs, man. Smash the fruit, have the rice, have the sugar. And he's like, oh no, you know, like carbs are bad. And I'm like, dude, like you know, no offense, but you're fat. Like you're never going to be as lean as me unless you're doing what I'm doing or what the Kenyans are doing. And I saw him like, you know, 15 years ago, and he was fatter than ever before. Still sweet, awesome guy, but his health was going downhill. He was type 2 diabetic. And I was just thinking, man, like, you know, just taking the wrong advice. Like, and his life, the last 15 years after I'd seen him, had just been total chaos because he thinks sugar's bad. It's crazy. Crazy sad. A real cool guy. Sweet dude. Just, you know, struggling, fatter than ever before. And unhealthy than ever before.
Maybe it's the cortisol. Maybe he's stressed.
Oh, cortisol. It's another thing. Sugar lowers your cortisol. Keto diet, high cortisol. So, yeah.
Did you already explain why Mango Woodsack had clogged arteries? Sorry, I wasn't here. I'd like to know why.
What was he eating? You know what I mean? So Mango was into fasting a lot, you know? So if you're a fruitarian and you're fasting a lot, I'm questioning if you really are a fruit. Why on earth are you wanting to fast and juice cleanse and stuff all the time? It makes no sense at all. The only time I want to do a water fast is going to be smashing the raw food gourmet stuff. I was eating the tahini burgers and the flax crackers and the cashew dips and this heavy raw vegan food.
Yeah, and then you want to do a cleanse.
Yeah, because you feel so
guilty.
But then when you just not so much the guilt, but you just feel so stodgy. You just like blah. But when you're eating just fruit, you don't want to skip a freaking meal, you know. And also, Mango wasn't drinking any water. I used to be. We sort of had a falling out about that back in 2009. You know, I would give him a hard time. I was like, dude, you got to drink water, man. He's like, I need water. You know, like, water's not pure.
Juice.
And yeah, it's just he's just, you know.
Yeah, you are drinking Boston water.
Yeah. So yeah, Mango's a good guy, but yeah, just caught up in the orthorexia. I'm gonna do a video about
Where's
this.
he from?
He's from England, but he lived up in far north Queensland, Australia. In 2009, he was. They filmed a documentary called Pure Fruit, and I was in that documentary, and I was giving Mango a hard time about not drinking water. It's a classic doco. Freely was in. It's filmed by my friend Clinton's from North Queensland.
Okay. Gantala do Favela says, I'm from Brazil. Just come to see her.
Yeah, well.
Thank you so much. She traveled all the way from Brazil to see me. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, write them here. If you want to know anything about me personally, feel free to type it in here. Yes. Okay. So you're saying he was eating nuts and seeds? That's why?
Who knows what he was eating, man? Who knows what Mango was eating? But I would say lack of water is really going to be bad for your heart, man, and your liver and stuff. So yeah.
Okay. 100 fasting glucose after 9 hours, down to 80 something a few hours after that. Is that okay, or is 100 after 9 hours still too high? Been doing low fat a couple months now.
Yes, that's cool. You know, but like, throw your bike in there. If you want to have the best insulin sensitivity, throw the bike in there. But again, what is low fat to you? You know, how much fat are you actually eating? Because some of them are like, oh, low fat, you have a bag of crisps a day. That's not really low fat. So unless you're really smashing the K's in the bike.
You know, we have a really interesting one. I think you are giving advice from two fit people point of view instead of the perspective of overweight and diabetic people. Their bodies react differently.
Yeah, that's right. So if you've got a sick horse, or a sick dog, you should feed it different to a healthy dog. No. All right. If you've got a sick cat, does the sick cat get different food to the healthy cat? No. In nature, cats eat the birds and the lizards and the insects. And if a cat breaks a leg in nature and it's sick, does it eat a different diet?
That is a really good point.
If there's a shark in the ocean and it gets one of its fins bitten off and it can't swim as much as the other sharks can, does it all of a sudden eat a vegan diet? Like, does it eat seaweed now? No, it doesn't. It still eats tuna. It still eats seals. It still is the same thing. Okay. If a spider loses all its legs except for one leg and it can still grab onto a fly, does it still eat the fly? Or does it say, oh, well, I'm an injured spider now. I'm incapacitated. I can't run around like the other spiders can. So I've got to change my diet and eat grass. No. The spider still eats flies. The peregrine falcon that can't fly anymore, does it still eat pigeons if it can? Yes, it does. Okay. So the human who's sedentary should still eat the high carbohydrate, low fat, vegan, low protein diet we're designed to eat. Okay. Simple as that. And that's the problem is people have these fat conditions or type 2 diabetes and like, well, I'm different. No. You're just using it as an excuse to justify your complacency. So you continue to eat those fatty, protein-rich foods of indulgence, the animal products, the creams, the oily, greasy stuff that causes your insulin resistance. Okay. So stop using that excuse. The best diet for human performance is also the best diet for human health.
Now you're saying now it's the animal's point of view.
We're animals. We are animals too, you know?
Well, I've never been overweight because I've eaten this way my whole life.
That's right. And that's
I don't need to worry about being diabetic.
That's it.
So maybe you should take advice from someone who
bypassed all the dangers. You know? So someone who's survived. Like, it's so hard for young women out there today because there's so much eating disorder crap out there. Starve yourself, take a Ozempic, all this crap, you know. And so Michelle has bypassed all that. All right, so she's a survivor of the victim mentality out there, not the victim mentality, the war out there on young women's aesthetics. You know, take pill, get the pill, and take a Ozempic, and starve yourself for carbohydrate, and eat like a freaking hyena. Like, it's just crazy.
And it also goes
smash caffeine.
It's done for like drugs. Like I've never been a heroin addict myself, but I can tell you to don't take heroin because, duh.
There you go. Because
Like
you look around and see what's going on.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't need to be a heroin addict to tell you to not
Yeah, that's
do
it.
heroin.
But it's, here's the thing. I've worked with diabetics for almost 2.5 decades now, and they respond the best to high carbohydrate, low fat, low protein. Okay. So that is the best diet to reverse type 2 diabetes. It's the best diet for type 1s as well. And that's why I prefer working with type 1s, because they're on insulin pumps. You've got the CGM in there that they can give that real time data and insulin sensitivity measurement, and they're great to work with, because they're like, oh my god, my endo didn't tell me about this. And I'm like, well, follow the money. But so I get the type 1 to bring them in. They're eating more carbs than ever before, and using less insulin than ever before. And they're great to work with because they're just so used to measuring stuff.
Okay, we have a good question. Why are Asian people don't have abs like white people? When I lose weight, buddy, I have little to no definition in my abs. By the way, I am skinny, fat, male individual, but I have explosive legs.
Because abs are very genetic. Like, so I can have like an 8-pack once I get really lean, an 8-pack. But someone like Arnold Schwarzenegger, really lean,
4-pack.
4-pack.
Yeah.
So it's genetics. So it's not about what race you are. It's just genetics. It's like saying that if you're Asian, you can't be 6 foot tall. That's not true at all. That's like saying if you're Caucasian, you can't be 5 foot tall or 4 foot. That's not true at all. So you're generalizing here.
Maybe you can try to work out the muscles in your abs so that they pop more.
That's a huge one. Train your abs, and once you lose that body fat, the abs will pop through and it'll be more evident for sure.
Yes. So that's okay. What's wrong with honey? I like honey. You could argue all fruits and vegetables aren't ethically sourced. Honey is a bit more acidic. I don't know. Honey, because how they make honey is that they take it from the bees.
Just use sugar.
And then they feed the bees sugar water. So just go straight to the source, the sugar, instead of doing a, whole fuck that complicated way, roundabout way of something sweet. And pH of sugar is neutral.
Like
it's neutral.
Yeah,
sick.
Yeah.
And honey is more acidic, if that's what
you zero advanced glycated end products. AGEs.
When did you start watching Durianrider's videos? Great question.
Last week.
Not a long time. Okay, so I actually watched freely when I was younger, but it wasn't. I was like, oh, this is interesting, but I was already in vegan life kind of thinking mindset because of Caitlin Shoemaker. So I guess she was inspired by Freely as well because she was low fat and things like that. So it was Freely first. I had no interest in the guy. I was listening to Freely, but I wasn't watching Freely often. But I knew what she was talking about. When I heard about veganism, of course, that made sense. Fat made sense. Bananas. I love bananas. I loved fruit back then. So I was like, yeah, this is something aligns with me. You know, I feel heard, So Durianrider probably went 1-2 years ago. I was like, wait, what's Freely up to? And then I started watching her her videos, and then she had a new boyfriend, and then I was like, oh, who's this guy? Oh, he was the guy filming with her or something like that. So then then I was like, oh, it's Durianrider, this name.
That's right.
But no, I haven't been watching him since.
And now I'm filming you.
Yeah.
It's funny how life works.
It's crazy.
So when what year was that then? When did you join my coaching group?
When
you're 18.
Yeah.
Well, when you were there a few years ago.
Okay. When I was 18, so 2 years ago, basically. So I saw that you had a coaching group. I was like, this guy, he understands the situation. He's an understanding person. He gives good advice. So I was like, okay, I have a few extra dollars.
Yeah.
Let me join a coaching group. And because I wanted to be around people who had the same mindset as me, veganism, life, not being caught in a rat race kind of thing, like do something that you actually enjoy in life.
Mm.
So I subscribe to something that I want it to be like.
Yeah.
So in my personal life back in Ireland kind of thing, I didn't have anyone around me who was vegan, who even understood me, what I was eating. Like I remember cooking up rice and just eating rice and like just vegetables and like sometimes just plain rice and soy sauce and some hot sauce. My mom would be like, where are you getting nutrients? Like you're so yin yang bat learn, which is like you're nutrient deficient. You're malnourished basically. And it was like I think I'm doing the best here. Like I have the energy. I'm going to school. I'm doing my
you
sport.
have the best insulin sensitivity.
Yeah, I look the fittest. I feel the fittest. My sisters, if we run, like I'm beating you, and it's whatever. I'm doing the most things here. I remember that. So yeah, they never understood. So I wanted to be around people who understood me, and
that's the power of groups, coaching groups, or even girls up here watching your YouTube channel tonight. Like they're lurking and they're watching you and they're seeing your progression and what you're doing. They're like copying you now. So you've become an influencer.
Great.
You got influenced by good, and now you're like they're paying that out there, pushing that out there, the good message.
Yeah.
And you're reaching people that I can't reach. You're reaching people who just be like walk past you on the street, but then they'll look at you and go, "What are you doing?" Because they want to look like you, because they're 18 to 25-year-old female, so they're gonna look at you and listen to you more than they will me.
Yeah. My Durianrider coaching group, why I wanted to join that was because I had a question that I really wanted you to answer.
Really? Did I answer it?
Yeah, you did. You made a whole video for me. Really long video.
Damn.
Because it was a video that I didn't know what to do. I was conflicted. I was like, I didn't want to go to school. Mom telling me I'm doing this. I don't know what to do. That was my thing. You actually made a full video for me. So yeah, that was a question that I really needed to answer, because at that point I had no one. No one. Like my sisters are in uni. My mom's here.
No one could relate to you, to your goals.
Yeah, no one could direct me in the right way. And so in the end, I did still go to school. You said something about like some jobs you do need to go to school for if that's what you want to do. And what I wanted to do, it required school. So I did at the end of the day. I still was vegan. I still kept up my sport. I still got my bike, got my cycling things. Still did it. I tried my best. And fast forward, here we are.
Bingo.
Crazy. But this is not planned at all. I never messaged him, even personally in the group.
Him? Are you referring to God?
You. Oh, God. Yeah, I never messaged. It's just crazy how life works. Okay, B3 is in the chat. Hi, our classes just finished and our research went okay. I really was so stressed, but in the end, it all worked out. I was so happy. My mom literally was sad because I was so stressed and slept late. This is so cute. I love how you give me updates, B3, to read out, so that in the future when you look back, like you watch these videos again and you're like, B3 said this. It's like your little diary.
It is, Joe.
It's really cute. I hope you have a little diary.
I've got plenty of diabetes videos on the channel. Just type in Durianrider diabetes, you'll see it there. But there's another one here. Well, there are different types of carbs, good and bad. Specify, I missed it.
Huh?
So good carbs and bad carbs. A bad carb is something with a lot of fat and protein in it, like a Snickers bar, chocolate, a lot of fat and protein. Donuts
with a fat, creamy, chocolatey.
Yeah, creamy donut. It's got a fat in there. But then you have carbohydrate like this. This is a refined process, but we've got some food colorings in there, but it's fat free. So this is fine for your weight loss. It's pure carbohydrate. The food dyes might be a bit questionable, but it's not a daily thing. And then you have things like ketchup, good carb, because it's virtually fat free and super low protein. So yeah, and refined sugar, white sugar, fruit, those things, low fat. So the fat intake is what we want to restrict, with fat and protein.
And also do not confuse true sugary foods with fatty sweet foods. That's the thing, because people are like, no, sugar is not bad, but they're thinking about the donuts and the chocolate. I'm like, yes, that is sweet, but it's not a true sugary food. Okay, it's the fatty food that is actually turned out to be sweet. That's what makes it taste good. Do you hear me? You hear me? Okay, so I gave an example the other day: a banana versus a banana split with your cream, the extra cream, and the ice cream.
Yeah.
So here we have an
A
example.
box of chocolates. All right. So there we go. This is a box of chocolates here. All right. Cadbury Dairy Milk chocolate. Michelle, what's the fat content per bar on that one, please?
Per bar, 15.6 grams.
All right. And how many grams of sugar in there? How many grams of carbs?
28.5 grams.
28.
Yeah.
All right. So this whole bag of sugar has.
This is 50 grams. Okay, so think about it. 50 grams, this bar of chocolate is 50 grams, okay? And it's 15.6 grams of fat.
15. All right. And here we have a kilo bag of sugar.
That's about this much of fat.
Yeah. So yeah, there you go. That's amazing, isn't it? So that's going on your abs.
Full fat.
Covering your abs. And this bag of sugar here is 1 kilo and it has 0 fat. Okay, so you need to. So one chocolate bar has more fat than 1 kilo of sugar. Okay. There we go. Okay.
Sugar.
So one chocolate bar has more fat than a kilo of freaking sugar. Sorry, there's probably a gram of fat in that 1 kilo bag. So I'd say one chocolate bar has the same amount of fat as 15 kilos of sugar.
But the point is, what we were saying is that they're not eating straight up sugar though.
Yeah, so you're eating rice, which is virtually 0 fat.
But you can eat straight up sugar.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
So this chocolate is what people get with fat because they want something sweet. So instead of having the sugar like Michelle's having or some fruit with sugar, they have a chocolate bar, and then that adds up. The fat in these adds up. So we've got 15 grams per bar. How many boxes? How many is in this bar? 48 units. What's the math on that? 48 times 15. How many grams of fat? How much fat's in this one? So if I ate this whole box of chocolates, which would be very, very easy to do, it's 720 grams of fat. So I could eat this in a week easily, and then you're going to gain that fat. And that would probably cover, if I had 700 grams of fat, that's probably going to cover all this torso just from eating the chocolates. Okay. Why do I have boxes of chocolates? Because I do a lot of dumpster diving, and I sell these, I trade these for bike parts. So my friends who eat chocolate, they love me because they get a lot of free chocolates. Yeah. And people sometimes say, oh, you're giving people chocolate that's unhealthy. They're going to be eating the chocolate anyway. So if I can give it to them for free or for a trade, then they like to support that chocolate industry. So it's a win-win. Everyone's happy then.
Okay, will I continue to slouch if I don't fix my posture? My posture is so bad. I slump my shoulders because I'm shy. So my posture right now is not the best. Look at me. I'm like this. But this is like not too bad. I'm here for I'm still moving. Yeah. I'm still moving about. But if you constantly are like this and you're standing, you're walking around, yes, your posture, you will be like this when you get older because your bones are gonna like, oh, okay, I'm being like this. And then your muscles aren't developing in the right places.
Tight.
And you're just gonna be like this.
Yeah.
Okay, so will I continue to slouch? Yes. If you're not gonna do something about it, then you are gonna be the same. How can you keep doing the same thing and then expect different results? Happy Sky.
There you go.
Wake up.
And Happy Sky is also like, what are you gonna do with the chocolates? I've got so much chocolate here. I've got like how many kilos of chocolate I've got? Yeah, so much chocolate. Yeah, I get hundreds of kilos of chocolate every year. So,
you have so much chocolate laying around, but it does not like.
Yeah, it's just like
there's nothing to me.
It's funny, isn't it?
Yeah, cool, there's so much chocolate.
Chips and chocolates and all sorts. I mean, the chips sometimes get eaten. Depends on what chips they are. But the chocolate. But sugar turns to fat. If sugar turns to fat, then why do I look like a POW survivor? You know. But fat turns to fat. Fat's stored as fat. And excess protein stored as fat. So what are you going to eat? What are you going to eat? What are you going to eat? Stealthy or soundonoctic? Okay.
How to lose lower belly fat for more defined abs? You can't target fat loss in a specific place.
That's
You
correct.
have to.
The lowest part becomes more. You can sort of see my top abs are the most visible, and the bottom ones are the least visible. But when I'm extra lean, they will come out, and you be able to see them a lot easier than you do now.
You personally, where do you find hardest to lose fat?
I'd say like most people is around
The mid
the tire area, because that's where your body wants to store
the tire. Oh,
because that's where your body stores the weight, because it's easier to carry, because low center of gravity there.
Me personally, where do you think mine is? My thighs?
Well, you're a female, so you have a
legs and hips.
estrogenic fat distribution pattern, so it's going to be hips, bum, and boobs. That's normal for women. When the women gain estrogen weight.
Not my boobs though. I'd say
boobs, bum, and thighs, and that's what makes women different to men. And that's fine. You
need better chair like the gamer girls. Let me show you guys what chair I actually sit on. Guys, this is real prison. This is behind the scenes of a girl who,
doing what it takes.
has blown up on the internet in 3 months. Not even. I sit on a. Is this a cooler?
Esky. A cooler. Esky cooler, yeah.
Esky. Sometimes I use this as a bin. This is what I sit on.
That comes from the dumpster as well. Brand new. Isn't this crazy? Let's chop your fingers off there. This was in the bin. I pulled out. Brand new. In the bin, man. I pulled out a stack of these, sold them on Facebook. Well, I don't need the money, but just seeing things going to landfill, it does my head in.
Yeah, they're perfectly working. Yeah. You can use it for so many things. Storage, chair. This is what I sit on. Okay. Why I love to sit on something like this instead of a chair, because when I sit like this, I have to sit with a straight back. I don't know if you guys can see this, but I literally actually have to sit straight, straighter, because I have to.
Yeah.
But I'm doing like this as well. Okay. You have super high metabolism.
Why?
Because we don't restrict and we don't starve and we eat the carbs, and that just burns.
See, that's your thyroid.
How many years of eating like you advise will it take until I get lean?
6 months, potentially. Yeah? If you do my protocols in 6 months' time, you're going to look like a totally different person, man. 100%.
Happy Sky, have you heard of the quote that's like, if you want to have as much money as you don't have to look at your bank account to afford something, then be willing to work without looking at the clock. Have you heard of that?
That's a good one.
You're worried about the years. Just start. You haven't even started, and you're asking me about the years.
It's come on, man. These questions people ask, I might be doing, but how long will it take?
But no, this is a genuine thing. This is a lot of people. Yeah. They haven't even started, and then they're worried about failure.
They're wasting every day. How long will it take?
Poor thing.
How long will it take me? Come on, people.
Just start. Okay. Happy Sky, are you male or female? You sit on a cooler, yes. That is why I'm so cool. Stealthio says, okay, I'm going out to get a bag of sugar. Good night, cheers. Oh, that's great. You're convinced. That's one extra bag of sugar. Yes, we love that. I'm female. I'm overweight. I hate exercising. Have you watched my videos on exercise? The best exercise for a lazy person? What is it called? Let me pull it up here. How to get fit for lazy people. You're like, I can't believe I'm shredding fat, losing weight, being happy, getting my heart rate up. I can't believe it. Have you seen this video? If you know, what do I recommend in the video? How to get fit for lazy people. If you've watched that video, comment down here what the exercise is or what I recommend. If you've watched it. For true watcher, comment down below. Where is your watermelon helmet? Somewhere there. It's still here. Thank you. Here. 西瓜头盔, which is watermelon helmet. I remember lying on my back and cycling in the air. Okay, that's one of them that I told you to do in the live. That's a good one. That's a free cycling. Okay, that's another video idea. I like running in place to a YouTube video at home. That's great. Jumping jacks are also good. How does this take off?
Magnet. You get it.
I feel like it's so wonky. Like on this camera, it just makes me so wonky. And it's nutcase. Jumping jacks are exhausting. I don't think so. I think they're less exhausting than running in place.
Eat enough carbohydrate. Enough carbohydrate.
I ride an unknown singularity fixed gear.
Okay.
What does that mean? Unknown singularity.
It's a fixed gear bike, so it's got no gears. RIP knees. Gears, just get gears, bruss. Gears better.
I used to ride a BMX.
Well, a BMX is like a fixed gear.
Yeah.
But you can still coast on it.
It can hurt a lot on the knees.
Yeah.
Because you're putting all your weight on your knees, especially if the seat is so low.
Yeah. It's going to be struggle town.
Going uphill. Yeah, that's why I moved on to a road bike next. Do you have fave exercises for fixing posture? Been slouching since middle school from heavy backpacks. Okay, if you still have to carry a backpack, actually loosen it. Make it dangle over your bum. The longer the better, because it actually pulls your shoulders back. Okay. Fave exercises for fixing posture. I made one before. It's in one of my playlists, body advice. So, or maybe put Michelle from China posture or something like that. You have a stick behind your back and you go like that. Or go on my Instagram. I posted a recent one over there. A stick behind your back. And another one is using the wall, putting your shoulders behind the wall and feeling it touch. Because if you have bad posture and you're like this, you won't feel your shoulder blades touch the wall. So just stand against the wall. Why does Duran have a chair? He should sit on the cooler and you on the chair. That's what a gentleman would do for a lady.
Hierarchy of beetroot powder.
Well, a gentleman would ask what the lady wants, and the lady wants to sit on the cooler. That's what she wants, so that's what she gets. Happy Sky says you like yoga. That's cool. So then do it. Do it.
Yoga's great for your posture and for mobility, flexibility for sure.
I can't believe it's 59:46 minutes that we've been live.
Dang.
I feel like it's been longer.
It's great. It's like I'm catching up, work on the computer, and it's do the Norton Summer edit game. If you want to watch
that. It's interesting because when I'm looking at the viewers on the desktop, it has not gone up past like 30 something.
Yeah.
At any given time, but when I'm on my phone, it goes to hundreds sometimes. It's really interesting because this is a vertical format. But I guess on the phone, it's very easy for someone scrolling through lives.
Maybe if you're on vertical, they don't feed it to the phone.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Interesting.
Because this is horizontal. That's what I've noticed on the.
It's a different vibe, isn't it? Being on the desktop like this. Yeah, good point.
It's really interesting.
You're sharp like that.
But no, that's also weird because I remember watching other YouTubers go like horizontal, like on their thing. Okay. But I was watching it like this. So, I don't know. It's really weird. Or maybe it's the quality issue. I'm not sure. But I should go live on my phone again and see what happens. Lives. Thank you so much. Well, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy these lives. Because I think the last time I was like, I'm going to go because you guys obviously don't want me here because you guys weren't liking the videos. But there were so many of you in the chat. And I was like, okay, peace out. Yeah, any more questions, guys? If not, I'm gonna head off. You figured out, Michelle. What's that mean? Anyways, yeah. So this was something that I found today. Let me tell you about it. It's Christmas jellies. Okay, these things, like jellies, they're watery. They're not chewy jellies, okay? Watery, sugary jellies. Today, I got this at the fabric shop. Why do they sell this at the fabric shop? It's because this is a tree decoration. You can tie it and then hang it as an ornament on the tree. And obviously, I've been looking for these at the Asian supermarket for ages. And then at a fabric store, I found them. So I got them. But they don't have pop that I was like hoping for. Like I wanted to squeeze in my mouth and go, but it didn't have that pop. So that wasn't as satisfying, but it still tasted great. Yeah, made in Bangladesh. This is really interesting to me. I wonder how they made it in this. Oh, okay. So they would have made the mold in a plastic thing first, and then they would have squirted it like this in the machine. Like they'd be all lined up, I guess, and then it'd be squirted in the thing, and then they'd melt the plastic and then shut it like that. But yeah. Oh, should oranges and tomatoes give you heartburn? Is apple cider vinegar okay?
It's more about your food combining rules. If you're having oranges after eating some meat or rice or whatever, I mean, best to eat fruit empty stomach. Like I had some orange juice the other day after eating some lentil chips, some vegan lentil chips, and it was like my gut didn't like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Me personally, I have no issue with
some people
with that.
Yeah.
Me growing up, we had fruit after dinner.
Yeah,
it's weird. Like when I'm saying, oh, I'm gonna eat watermelon first, my parents would be like, no, that is dessert. You eat that after. You eat rice first and then your fruit. Okay, so even if you go out to a place in China, I'm not sure about the other Asian countries, but it's after you eat, then you have your fruit. So it's weird. So I had this after I had my huge bowl of rice, and then I had my Weetabix. I have no issue. I don't feel anything. So yeah, maybe it's a personal thing. You know, this is what I've grown up doing. It's okay with me. But interface changes with a different device when a person goes live. How do you have more views on the phone compared to your laptop? Yes, I do have more views on my phone compared to my laptop. Do you wash your hands before eating food? How often do you wash a day? Me personally, not enough. I don't wash my hands enough. I'm just being real because I don't like having dry hands, and you know, if I were to cut this, like to eat this, and it gets a little wet, I'll just lick it. I'm not that, mountain on my hygiene, TBH. Even though, having studied health and safety and having to wash your hands every time you enter a new area, a new bed space is what we call it. 5 stages. Like literally going to one new person, wash your hands 5 times at least.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
Hand hygiene 5 times. Alcohol.
That's why
5 times.
Hands get thrashed so hard.
Like we're not even washing hands. We're using alcohol 5 times. Pump.
Yeah.
Pump. Hello, my name is Pump. Hello, my name is Pump. Wash, wash, wash. Like that is crazy. It's so drying. Do you ever bloat? After a meal, my belly does expand because I've just added more volume to my body. Is that what you mean by bloat? If I drink water, if I drink 500 grams of water and I step on the scale, I'm going to be 500 grams heavier. If I eat a 1 kilogram of burrito, I am going to weigh 1 kilogram heavier. But that is food. That is before processing, getting the nutrients, and then before pooping it out. Okay, so don't be like, oh my god, I need to eat all the light foods as possible. I can't eat anything. You can't even drink water because this weight I'm holding on is going to be added to me immediately. Okay? It's evaporating, it's sweating, it's using it. Okay? Orange juice or vitamin C better absorption with iron minerals. Yes, vitamin C helps absorption of iron. That's correct. Got to wash your hands, especially when you are dumpster diving. Well, when you live in a dumpster, it's all pretty much the same. Do you think sodium makes you fatter? No. No. This thing tastes weird. I don't know what it is. Did you spike it?
No.
It is. So I can eat as much low-fat bread as I want?
Yes. Go for the lowest fat. Always go for the lowest fat items. And lower is better. Weight loss is the goal.
Yeah. Anyways, guys, should I go now? Do you guys have anything else to say or ask? Michelle, what do you eat every day? Perfect. Thank you so much for asking this video because I just filmed one today, what I eat in a day. So it started off this morning. Let me go through my camera roll so I remember. Okay. So started off at 10:34. I made rice. You can't see. Okay, cucumbers. You're gonna see this in the video. This is a sneak peek, okay? So I made some cucumber thing. Then I had rice. Then I had Weetabix. Okay. And then I ate the rice and I had extra rice.
That's right.
Then at 3:23, I had Lifesavers blackcurrant fruit pastels. And then after that, I had some more rice at 3:35. So 3 minutes later, I already made myself up another bowl of rice. Okay, then at 4:36, I was introduced to these jellies. So I had, I don't know, 3, I think, then. Okay, then fast forward to dinner time. I made the other half of the cucumber and then a big hunk of rice that you're going to see with extra frozen vegetables and mushrooms. And then also add some orange juice as well with that while I was waiting for the microwave. Okay. Then I tried to make a video, TikTok, and I had 3 or 4 more jellies. I think I had 4 more jellies. If you guys want to know how much, because, you know, maybe me showing you this, you're like, she didn't eat that. Yeah, I did. Okay. So video footage there. Then
I see Michelle eat. She carbs it up. You know, everyone does who stays with me, the carb lovers. You have to. If you don't smash the carbs in, you can't get anything done. You just fail. You flounder.
Then I also had a sheet of seaweed nori. Then I had some extra rice at 8:59 with hoisin sauce this time, something a bit sweeter. Then I prepared up my Weetabix I had here. And while I was waiting for the Weetabix in the microwave, I had an orange as well, which is right here. And then, yeah, I had another one of these jelly things. And that's it so far. And I've been drinking the water. Hopefully that answers your question. I'm going to do a video format of it, though. Okay. Michelle, of your beauty, Do you have a want to know about, like my hair, my skin, my eyebrows? How did you eat the cucumber? So I made also a recipe video for this, so I'm gonna post that up now. Guys, give this video a thumbs up. If we hit 25 likes, and I'll stay. If not, I'll go off and edit that video and post it up. So basically, I chopped it up. I added soy sauce and rice wine vinegar. Mix it up with some sugar. That's it. It's so good. Vinegar really and rice. Is nori too much sodium, and is it considered raw? It's not too much sodium, no. And is it considered raw? I don't know. I don't know. I think it is considered raw, yeah. So I've seen people on the raw diet eat seaweed as well. Well, actually, do they? No, that's the rice. I don't know. I don't eat raw, full raw. Do you have any tips on how I could make a raw cold pho broth without cooking anything? No, you gotta cook. That's just like rude to the Vietnamese pho people, okay? No, because when we cook the broth, it's the, essence of the vegetables and stuff that come out. Now, I wouldn't add the pork meat and the stuff to get the flavor. It's unnecessary. What is your ethnicity? Are you mixed? As far as I'm concerned, as far as I know, I'm 100% Chinese. Does soy sauce have too much sodium?
No.
Everything in moderation. If I were to glug this, then yes, it's too much sodium. But the way you ask these questions, is like very extreme. Is it this? Is it this? Too much sodium, too much. It's not. Okay? It's soy sauce. Like what do you mean? Does soy sauce have too much sodium? Is 1 tablespoon of soy sauce too much? Am I gonna, Happy Sky, I think you're coming here with the wrong mindset. Like, soy sauce is fine if you're gonna have a little drizzle on your rice. Not everything in moderation. If I said that, I didn't mean that. Not everything. Some things you need to stay away from, such as alcohol, drugs, cigarettes. You should a video dump on IG what you eat in a day. Yeah. Well, today I only filmed a long form video. Michelle, what's your take on MSG, monosodium glutamate? I consume it, but I've also heard that causes heart palpitations. Whatever. I still consume it. Just maybe try not to consume as much. Like, I don't have MSG here to add to my food. Do you know what I mean? But a lot of things already have MSG added, so. Okay, guys. Thank you so much for the likes, for 22 thumbs up for this 1 hour, 14-minute live. Thank you so much for whoever has tuned in and contributed to our chat and listened to me. And hopefully you've taken something useful out of this video. If you have any video ideas or video suggestions or anything that you want to see from me, let me know in my comment sections. Greatly appreciated. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. See you guys in the next video. I really need to come up with an intro. But yeah, Nikita, you're finally saying bye. Have a nice time. Thank you so much, Nikita. You were quiet as a mouse. You didn't even squeak. I think this mouse was asleep, Nikita. You were a sleeping mouse. Nikita said nothing. She woke up when the class ended. Anyways, Nikita, maybe we can chat next time. Thank you so much. Why to speak if I can listen to you all night? Oh, you're so cute. Thank you so much, guys. Happy Sky, David, Nikita, Anthony. Thank you so much. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. And how do I end this? End stream. End.